Well, hello there. We're back to cooking with Suzanne Damon. I wanted to make slow cooker white chicken chili. And I'm going to share that recipe with you and how to make that. It's pretty simple. Here's the thing. I am on a low carb, high fat, no sugar kind of eating pattern. So I've been looking for things that fit in that category. So that's what I'm working on. So that's one of our recipes today is the slow cooker white chicken chili, very easy to make. First thing we have to do is wash our hands. So let's start with our ingredients. Now you do know that I am a full-time realtor, and on Sundays I take the day off and spend time with my family and church and just relax on Sundays. And part of my relaxation is to cook. And what I'd like to do is prepare meals for the week so that at nighttime and lunchtime it's not so hectic and we don't end up eating junk food. And I'm sure many of you have lives like that. So the first thing we're going to start with is the chicken. And I use no growth hormone chicken. I like to have range-free chickens, and so that's really important. Sometimes the chicken breast is more expensive that way, but it's really worth it. Okay, and then we have peppers. So I'm using just different colored peppers. The recipe calls for a red pepper, and because these are I need to use them, I'm going to go ahead and use the colored peppers. And then in addition to that, the recipe is calling for bone broth. Now, you can use any kind of chicken broth, but what I do when I do whole roasted chickens is I save the chicken bones and then I boil them with some spices and I make my own chicken broth. So that's what this is, chicken broth. So we're looking at 1.5 pounds of boneless chicken breast. We're looking at 1 tablespoon of the ghee, which is a clarified butter. It's better for you. And a medium onion. Now here's the thing about the onion, if you all know me, I can't stand onions. Where'd my onion go? Oh, I need a chopped onion, so I'll get that in a second. But I use chopped onion when I don't like to do regular onion because I just don't like it. I don't like playing with it. So I just substitute with chopped dry onion. I know it's not the same flavor, and one trick I did learn last time I was cooking was if you make the onion really cold or you put it in the freezer about 10 minutes before you chop it and cut it, you won't get that yucky smell that makes me nauseous. Anyways, I'll leave that alone. So the next ingredient is the jalapeno. So I don't have jalapeno on hand. I'm going to use peppercini instead. I just like to substitute things and make it work. So that's what I have on hand. That's what we're going to use. We're going to use 6 cloves of garlic. So my garlic is here and ready. Ground cumin, which is here. My whole oregano, black and white, black pepper, and then some sea salt is going to go in here too. And then here's an interesting ingredient, which is going to be the full-fat coconut milk. And wait till you see how delicious this tastes. Okay, so those are our ingredients. Later we'll get out some lime, some cilantro to garnish it, and so on and so forth. So let's get into putting this together. So I only have a half a teaspoon measuring spoon. I don't know, I think one of my kids lost the other one, so I have to measure. So it's 2.5, which is 5 of these half things. I know I don't like to measure, but when I have a spice like cumin, I don't want to take chances with overpowering it. So it's just best if I just measure that out. Okay, the next ingredient that we're working with is dried oregano. That one I'm pretty familiar with, so I don't really need to measure that. And that's 1 teaspoon. So, well, let's see. If that was a half, then that's probably a teaspoon. Yep, that's about it. And oregano, I just think that coming from the Italian in me, that you could never have too much oregano. Okay, and then I'm going to need a teaspoon of the sea salt, so we'll kind of guesstimate on that one too. get a little teaspoon going. Usually I fill the circle hole in the bottom of my hand when I cup it like this. Let's just see, for example, how close I am. So this is a half, and the rest of that would probably be the other half. So I think I'm pretty right there, just as an example. Okay, and then I'm looking at about a little bit of black pepper in my mix here. And this is like a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And to me, it's probably about, a half a dozen to a dozen little turns of ground pepper will make that enough. Maybe a little bit more. Gosh, some of these things you can never get enough of, right? Okay, so with that said, then we are doing 4 cups of organic broth. Now here's the thing about the broth. This is my homemade brew. So we want to stir it up a little bit. This is like gold, in my opinion, because it's really got all of the good stuff in it. So we need 4 cups. We'll just take 4 cups and pour it in. If you would like to know how to make broth, don't ask me. That's another half a cup or so, I would say. So that's 2½ cups that we're working on right now. And then I have this other mixture, and I'm gonna make some soup later, some turmeric soup. Oh, it's all frozen. So I make this and I put it in the freezer so that when I need broth, I'm not spending $5 on a box of it, and it has tons of salt in it. Now this one is gonna be all frozen. So we have frozen broth. How's that? Let's do another little half a scoop here. That ought to be good. I want to save the rest for my next recipe. Okay, good. And now all we're going to do is take our chicken. I'm going to stir this just a little bit. Nice spices. Smells absolutely delicious. So you can see the consistency here. Again, we're making a chili. I'm going to place the chicken right on top inside. So we have 4 chicken breasts in there, ready to go, and I am going to stick that on a low temperature in my crock pot for the next 6 hours and start that, and we'll be back. Okay, so we have let it cook in the crock pot for about 6 hours at this point. This is what it looks like at the moment. I'm going to take my chicken pieces out, and I'm going to start shredding them so that I can make the chili portion after I get them out of here. All right, so it's been cooked, and now we just shred the chicken pieces. Okay, once your chicken is all shredded, just stick it back in the chili mixture here. And get that together. There we go. So good. It's all nice and tender, the chicken is, and ready to go in there. And then we're gonna add a little bit of our cilantro, which I've already chopped up here. I'm gonna add some cilantro. It's gonna be about 1/4 cup of the cilantro. I'm also going to add a little bit of lime in here, lime juice, and I just simply take a fork and just kind of dig it out like that. That gets really a lot of the juice right into the mixture. Okay, and throw that on the floor and hope somebody picks it up. And then this is the secret ingredient. This is coconut milk. It's whole coconut milk. We're going to add it right into our mixture, and then I'm going to stir it up and turn it back on for about 15 minutes and let it cook up and get a nice good consistency, and then we'll let it sit out and marinate. Kind of, I say macerbate, but I have to say that word carefully. Okay, so 15 minutes have passed. My chicken chili is done. It's very delicious, very colorful, and very healthy. Let me tell you how healthy it is. So in this dish, and serving size is 1/5 of this recipe. So that's going to be about, I probably have about 6 servings in there. I would say that each serving would be a bowl full, and that would be calories 327. I mean, come on, you can't even brush your teeth with 327 calories. Fat grams are 17 grams. Protein is 28 grams. That's amazing. 28 grams. You'll be full for a really long time if you have this for lunch. The carb count is 6, but here's the thing, the fiber count is 2. So if you know about net carbs, you know then that's a net count of 4 carbs, 6 minus 2. And the sugar count, 3 grams. Hello, that's amazing. Have a healthy day, and I hope this helped. See ya.